Alrighty. Morning, Bennett. Good morning, Ezra. Good to see you, Isaac. Good morning, Michael. How you feeling today? I'm feeling great. Just coughing up, nastiness. Yesterday I felt pretty bad and then started feeling better, but today I feel pretty good. Just coughing up stuff. So here we are. Ugh. Morning, Junior. Morning, Moon. Morning, Martin. Google Meet. Morning, Austin. Brent. Carter. David. G. Batara. Morning, Jed. K. Tabadon. Definitely messed that up. Morning, Mac. Matthew, Nick, Rich, Fraser, and Tony. Good morning, everyone. Morning. So let's start with looking at bigger picture, right? Remember my lesson from what was it, Saturday? Where's price going, and where's it gonna go, or where's price going? How's it gonna get there? So we have this big fair value gap we rejected off yesterday. Bad news overnight for Nvidia. Something with China. Something with China. China expands curbs to more countries. Oh, Biden administration is tightening restrictions on China's ability to buy advanced semiconductors. Well, that's just great. Thanks, Biden. Morning, Darren. You are welcome from streaming. Morning, Majid and N2C. Good morning. Alrighty, so where's price going? How's it going to get there? So let me delete these. Price is currently going to this fair value gap. After this, oops, didn't mean to do that. After this, price has this big fair value gap to fill. Oops, not daily. I guess that works. Also has this fair value gap. Right? Above us, we have this fair value gap that we've touched. I'd say this one is still probably something to note. Hate this part of my indicator. I would say this fair value gap above us is certainly one to watch, even though we've technically closed over it. I'd still be interested to see what happens when we enter into it, because we only closed over it with low volume. Well, I guess that's not true. We closed over it with high volume once, twice. So technically, it probably is invalidated. Now we have an order block here, and then which leads right into the fair value gap. So I guess you could delete this and say, okay, there's a fair value gap there and an order block where those two intersect is probably our next point of rejection. So that's what I am looking at today. King Theo said, "Do you think Apple will survive?" Are you talking my overnights? Because probably not. Well, actually, I don't know. Yes, the market's open. Yeah, definitely not. If it goes two down on the week, then definitely not. They're all probably worth an average down, but look at Nvidia. That's not worth anything. 0.5 close there. That's a tough scene. Snow might be. Apple's probably not. Snow and Bidu might, but Apple's probably not. Apple's dead. 0.17 out of there. Chew, excuse me. AMD on the weekly trigger to go short. Alrighty, back to N-key. Alrighty. Fly high Apple. I had 2 contracts. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that stuff happens. It's all right. Part of the risk of overnights is risking that there's going to be overnight news. Unfortunately, could have easily gone the other way and felt just as risky. So I'm probably going to play NQ expecting us to break lower. But give it a couple minutes here to figure out how it wants to play. Yeah, the TA on Apple definitely should have kept going up, but it's all good. Oh, gravy in the Navy. I think I'm going to go short here in a second. Might wait for a 5-minute setup, but it's pretty tempting. especially with news overnight about NVIDIA. I'll periodically go back to this and just make sure that these aren't going crazy. Snow's almost 20% down now. Looks like NQ is going to get a little bit of a retrace first. Let's check out CL here. CL is for sure a short. Not going to play anything else. Gold might be a good short too. Maybe just a little bit higher. ES is certainly short. Then we've already talked NQ, so. IWM snorting lines of coke. Does that mean it's going up? Yeah. That thing high as balls. It's alright. It has fair value ups to fill.
Hi, Finny. Little guy.
This is going to be a very risky short, but I am short NQ. Still in for now. Might adjust the stops to go a hold above those candle bodies. All right, closing full. 19 points. Risk to reward was there. If it broke through, it was easily going for 100 points. So I'm okay taking that. And I might not even have gotten stopped out on a hold, but we shall see. Someone said Dow's retracing up. I don't even know why I don't have YM. Let me add it here. Yeah, YM's always going to be a little bit stronger too. I'll take a 2-1-2 down here. Might be a little ambitious, but starting a position here, 110.75. Oops. Wrong. New 5-minute candle here. I like that stop loss a lot. Ends up being if there's a 2 up on the 5. And I'm only in partials for now. I'm adding as we break through. But I'm only in partials. All right, I got filled on a good chunk of those. All right, taking some off there. 20 points. I can't alert my fingers on the trigger right now. I'll take more off at 30. Taking a little more off. All right. Green for the day now. Green for the day. I'm okay with a little bit of a retrace here. 104 people watching right now. 17 likes. Let's get those like numbers up, YouTube. Appreciate y'all coming out. Like I said, not worried about a retrace right now. If it breaks over 100, then I'll be a little bit antsy, but till then, not quite. I have ads under at 15,077.75. There we go. Up to 40 likes already. Appreciate it, guys. Almost at 2R here. We are under the fair value gap, but this is the key level to break under 15,062. So, and then we have to hold under 15,083 for the 15-minute candle. That would be the most ideal for us as NQ traders. Okay, so next trim's at 40 points. Probably going to take some at 50 just because of where it ends up being. And we're not quite at 10 o'clock, so it could reverse after as well. So keeping that in mind. 30 seconds on this 5-minute candle. Snow trims at 0.39 or 0.4 actually. New 5-minute candle. I'm still in my ads for now, although they are hurting me a little bit. But not too bad. An outside bar here on the 1 would be ideal. Back to break even on those ads. Might be a good time for me to go short on the Qs. How's SPY looking? I bought the wrong side. Gotta manage this now. Oh, yeah, I do. Holy smokes. All right, taking off the ads there. Way past 4R right now. I bought the wrong side of the options chain. I'm so stupid. There's 5R, or sorry, 2.5R, 50 points. Oh, that stinks. Those would be up like 30% right now. You're such a ding dongsies. Next 15-minute candles in 6 minutes. If we hold under this second yellow candle, or sorry, second yellow line, I feel pretty good about us going for a reach into the next line of liquidity. FF said, just got my Apple overnight loss on ZOM this morning. Nice. Is ZOM doing anything? Bidu's about to be cut. Bidu at 0.54. We got 0.58. It's going to be where I trim for the loss. So 3 for 1. Or sorry, 1 for 3. Tough overnight. Snow is still doing well. That hit 40%. Yeah, like I said, these Q puts are chasey, so probably gonna wait on those. Holden said, I wish Top Step would let me trade more than 5 cons on an MNQ since you can trade 5 on NQ. Yeah, I do agree with you. It's one of their few faults that I see. But they are working on it. They've told me. Well, the community they've told. Should be here by end of year. It is unfortunate what if you want to keep trading micros, um, you gotta start at a full mini and then just open 5 micros after or something. It is unfortunate, but that is the workaround. Yeah, this 15-minute close is not doing so great. We might come down to reach this for a change of character, if anything. It might go like this. It also could go here. So kind of just waiting to see what happens. If we can't close over this 5-minute fair value gap, then I'll keep my bias short. But I'm already risk free. Colden said, "Yeah, I don't like doing more than one con of NQ on the 50K. It's just annoying for scaling out, trying to decide to hold or get out." Yeah, no, I get you. Like I said, what you could do is, like, I assume you want to trade with 10 micros. Excuse me. You could do one mini and then close fully at your first TP, 10, 20 points, and then switch to 5 micros. Alrighty. Let me get caught up on the YouTube. I Samip, I cut every swing. I don't have any swings open anymore. They closed most of them for break even last Friday, just because I wasn't liking how the weekly candle was closing, so I didn't want to keep it. So I don't have any swings open. I might start looking this week. We'll see. Get rid of these arrows so I can actually see the candle. That'd be helpful. I'm going to take one DCA on both of these bad boys. Alrighty. John Doe, question on the Expo tool. What is the preferred settings for TF1? I have no idea. TF1. Oh, I just use the 15. I don't even use it actually. I have this is how mine's set up. I don't like this entry stuff. It's just it's good in theory. The dev who did it did a great job. Um, it's just a little noisy for me. I already know what I'm looking for. If you're newer to the strat, you probably like it, but I don't love it. So yeah. Ite cats. What are all the numbers on the top of candle? It is the hashtag the strat. So that is that. And then it looks like you changed your profile picture. I'll get down there. Colden said I'll try that. I'm 250 away from being funded, so I'm gonna stick with minis. I assume you mean micros, but I get you. Yeah, I mean, with 5 micros, that's 25 points. So that's pretty much 1 R of a 20-point trade. So not a bad plan of attack. Alrighty. Answered that for John Doe. Riley, yeah, that's what I do with micros. Problem, have M and Q open right next to with the micros problem. Have M and Q open right next to NQ, trim my mini at 1 R and open 5 micros right away. Yeah, that's pretty much the only fix or workaround for it. Ite says stuff trading with only 1 mini can't really manage the trade. Yeah, you can. You can either decide to get out at 1 R, 2 R. You can close and open 5 micros. You can definitely work around it. For Top Step, you don't have to be paying once you're funded, right? By the way, your referral link for Top Step is busted. Jep, what do you mean? How's it busted? I haven't gotten that thing to work, but I emailed them several times and they haven't gotten back to me. So let me know how that's busted. But yes, it is just a one-time activation fee, like Celestial said. Take cats. I answered that. No, I just switched my piece. Gotcha. Yeah, it is hashtag the strat. It is on my YouTube. On Tradeovate, how many micros equal a mini for NAS? It's not just unique to Tradeovate, it's the futures, but it is 10 micros equals 1 mini. The link gives me an error. I see. It gives me an error too. The one in my description you're talking about, which is probably the same one everywhere. I wonder if they reset my link. See if this one works. Jope. That one should work. It's weird. Looks like the exact same one. Okay, weird. Thanks for letting me know. I'll change the one in the description tomorrow. All right, waiting for a candle close. 5 minutes over the fair value gap to get out. It's creaking up, so. How's SPY doing? SPY looks still short a little bit. Just makes me not want to get out of NQ, but I'm about to have to. It's going up with some All right, I got stopped at break even. Anyway, just heard that. Out of Qs as well, 0.32. They're way past that now. But that's because of this huge candle. Let me see what my SPY fill was. 0.45. All gravy. Mickey said, "Can you tell us your thought process behind entering this trade?" I think it was pretty well. I entered one before, took a 19 out of 20 point stop there. And then it reversed after there was 212 on the 1 minute. I didn't get in on that. And then there was a 212 down on 1 minute again. Probably didn't get in on that, but just saw that we were still breaking. So it's mostly it had nothing to do with ICT. Colton asks, "How long have you been trading?" Full time since the start of last year. Then it took me a year, a little over a year to learn. So coming up on 2 years full time. It's crazy to think. Riley, are you aware if there's any type of copy trader for TradingView? If I have both an Apex and Top Stack evaluation through TradingView connected to my TradingView channel? Yeah, I don't think so. I know people who use Quant Tower, um, but I have not found a fix for that, unfortunately. Like most forex prop firms use MetaTrader 5, so it's easy to throw everything into a MetaTrader 5 trade copier, but with Trade8 you have to be signed into each account. So I don't know of a trade copier. Maybe somebody in the audience does or someone in the Google Meets does, but I do not. Just Quant Tower, but I know you're asking to copy from TradingView straight to both accounts, and I don't know. Unless you can throw it to Quant Tower. I see AMP here. But yes, I do not know. Michael said, "And how many minis equal one?" Okay, I'm blocked by this thing. To one full lot, there is such a thing, correct? Not in futures. One lot is for forex. So, Crystal, what trade copy are you using? I only use one, and it's on. I use the Trade8 groups on Trade8. And that works fine. And then I use a Ninja Trader trade copier, and both of those work, or that works fine as well. So both of those are fine. But if you're using Quant Tower, I've heard of that having issues. But Michael, yeah, there's not one full lot on features, at least not to my knowledge. It's not in my terminology, at least. Oh yeah, I don't know. It's probably in your setup, Trade8 groups, but all right, people, I'm probably looking to get long here when it comes down and retests at 15,100. If it comes down and retests. Colton, I don't give the answer to the first question. Um, a good amount. Um, well over six figures. But and then cons, it just varies. Again, you're when you're asking risk tolerance, that is very that's a personal answer, and not personal like that's personal information. I don't want to share it. It's personal like you need to find out what you can risk and what you can handle psychologically. Like I know people who risk like 5 minis each trade on a 50K account, and I can't do that. Just psychologically, like one trade and you're done kind of thing. But I personally know that through my 2,400 trades, whatever I'm at now, that I don't lose more than 4 times in a row typically. I've never lost 5 times in a row. I don't think I've ever lost more than 3 times in a row. So I can risk up to 20% per trade of my trailing drawdown. And then it kind of, if I'm playing with profits, I'll risk more so that when I have like what looks like a trend day like today, then I'm capturing like a good chunk of that profit. This whole game is how do you make your winners bigger than your losers, and step one to that is making sure you're having more risk when you're in a winning trade, and so I'll add more risk into winners than losers. Crystal said, I'm on 8 accounts in the group trading 8 micros at a time, but guess they're not going through. So when you're trading on like one of the accounts, if you want each account to get 1 micro, you have to open 8 micros on that. So your order has to be opening 8 micros. That's how Trade of Eights groups work. So like if I have 10 accounts and I want to open 1 mini per account, I have to open 10 minis, and then it splits it up and sends it out. Ruben said 1,500 left for my 100K. Nice, dude. Or Lassie. Sir. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah, so once you take a payout, your balance can't go below zero. So like let's say you get up to 5,000, you take out 2,500. Technically your daily loss limit should be 3,000, but it's not. It's going to be 25. Yeah. That's 25. Yeah, if once you take a payout, if you go below zero, you fail. Well, there's no um I guess there's no threshold really. They just say that once you take a payout, you need to be like they're not going to give you more risk. They're not going to take on more risk after they already pay you. So so pretty much you know in an ideal world, you probably want to be at like 5 or 6K before taking out a payout on the 150, just so you can still have that buffer. Plus, man, I the reason I like Top Step a ton is because you have that daily threshold that they'll like. If you ever go on a bender, you're not gonna lose your account in one day. Um, yeah, which is, I mean, for me it's good, but that's a benefit and a drawdown because until you can get to a point where you can still risk 3,000 after taking a payout, then it's kind of tough. So I generally risked I think anywhere from like 500 up to 1,500 bucks a trade on my 150, just to get it up to up to a point that pretty quickly to be able to um, withdraw without worrying. Like I have no worries about my drawdown now. So that's kind of the goal that I look for all my prop firm accounts. So really like price to come down here, probably around that 15,100 level to go long. That is my plan. From someone who has been on a bender, you can do the same with rhythmic if you want. I have heard that as well from Taylor. But I'm pretty sure I implemented that, and then I still had to manually close. It didn't stop me out, but it's all good. Daily loss limit after a payout can't go below 3K in the 150K. Your 150K daily loss limit is always, it is always 3,000. Doesn't matter if your account balance is at $100,000 profit or negative 1,000. It is a daily loss limit of $3,000 every single day, which is honestly good. If you lose $3,000 in a day, if you did that every day for the whole year, that's like $700,000. So obviously not a good idea to lose that. So, yeah, definitely want to keep your winning days bigger than your losing days. So I'm not upset about the rule, but it is not just after the payout. It is the same in a live account. Yep. Yep, indeed. We are still going up with no retracement in sight. My bias is flipped to long. No, I haven't gotten my live account. Not the one that I shared about. They said it can take up to a week. So just trading different accounts. Yeah, I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't think it does. How many prop do you currently have? I trade with a couple companies. Oh, Zeusy. Crazy dog. All right, let me get caught up again on YouTube. Jep said you have to pay the eval fee every time you want an additional account. Yes. Michael explained. Yeah. Yeah, Crystal, for so if you're wanting to trade if you want each account to have 8 micros and you have 8 accounts, you have to enter with 64 micros. However many you put into the main account, it's gonna split it up evenly. But do it on paper first so that you know how it works. Just in case. Ruben said, "Yeah, I like Top Step better than funded. Trailing sucks." Yeah, but Apex trailing stops at $100 over initial balance. So that first week or two sucks, but once you're past that, it's no big deal. Top Step does take 10% after I think it's 10K. You get 100% of 10K. All right, my dog's outside. My wife's sleeping. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm back. like a one and done day, if I had to guess. Jesse was the 100 area long from BPR. 100 area long. 100 area long. Could be this long. I mean that. Oh, you're saying for where I want to go long? Yeah. I mean it's BPR, but also the 100 level. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Where I said I was going to go long. Yeah. BPR and the 100 level. So 100 being just psych level. But then also having several fair value gaps, break a structure, fair value gaps right there. That's really where I'm waiting to go long. Question here is: Are we is price reaching to go long to actually go short, or did it reach short to actually go long? That's the question we have to answer, and we have about 80 points to decide. David said, "Would you say on NQ the 5 minute we had a 2-1-2 bullish reversal around 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Yeah, 9:50 I assume. Yeah, I mean, and then also you reached into liquidity, which is this yellow line. You reach into liquidity 2-1-2 up. It's risky. I wouldn't have taken it because of this fair value gap, but we can see the result of what would have happened." I took it and I'm still holding 2 micro runners. Nice. 2 micros at 100 some points, 100 points. Some good cash. Was worth the risk with all of the potential low resistance liquidity on the way up. Yeah. Pivot machine gun type of deal. Rand asked a good question. How much time did you put in before you became consistently profitable? Lots of hours. I would venture to guess probably north of 1,000. It took me, the hiring process for the fire department was 8 full months, and it took me pretty much every single day, a couple hours a day, each of those months to learn. And then I didn't become profitable for another, 4 months after that. Lots of hours put in, and that's what matters. Hours, not how many months have you known about the stock market. I don't like that question. A lot of people ask how long have you been trading for. I've been trading for a shorter amount of time than some people, but I'd take my trade history over some people who just have known about the stock market longer. You know what I mean? But lots of time, and I can tell you two things. One is the strat originally changed my profitability, and then number two, ICT concepts. Those two things. I would never encourage anybody to ever add um, an EMA or Bollinger Bands or anything like that onto their chart until they have learned how to read price. Any good book or YouTube video you want to suggest for must watch? I mean, any hashtag the strat content's really good. I've heard a lot of good things about trading in the zone. I started reading it. Um, I'm not a big reader, and it was kind of, at least the first couple chapters were a tough read, so I stopped. But that's a good book on psychology. Um, and Rich Dad Poor Dad obviously is a good book just in general, not really for trading, but just to change your outlook on how to manage money and such. Those two books are really good. Then obviously this Expo Jesse dude on YouTube, he's decent. Man, still going up. No retrace in sight. Ted said, "Yeah, I held off that 202 up at the liquidity grab as well. Just sat here watching it skyrocket. Frustrating, but proud of my discipline not to enter where because of the fair value gap above it. Whiskey said, by far the longest I've ever held runners like this. I'm working on letting my winners go. Yeah, I mean, you can, at this point, you have two options. You can trail to 15174 where there'd be a clear change of character, or you can trail every 1 or 5 minute candle low. Yeah, Ted, I'm I'm not worried about missing out on profit almost ever. I'm worried about how I went about trying to make profit. And if I feel like my method of trying to make profit was undisciplined, then I'm not happy either. So it's definitely if you think that you would have gotten in and been upset that you got in, then yeah, I for sure would not be upset about that. Yeah, I'm trailed up to 170, moving it up every so often to the next clear change character. Grab some of that 2 and 2 up with the uptrend at 1030 though. Nice. Yeah, right here. Very nice. Excuse me. Could be going outside day, Slade says. In Slade Futures. Which would be hilarious because I shut down all my. Like, I bet Apple's green now. Yeah, Apple's green. Well, green on the day. What else was I in? Snow, I'm still in. Bidoo. Bidoo's not green. Bidoo's definitely not green. Um, John Doe, what are the main strat patterns you look for? Typically failed twos and then any inside bar setup. Ruben, let's say I'm up $1,000 on my Top Step account. Does that not act like a cushion like Apex? Am I always going to have that 3,000 trailing loss for the account? No, 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 no. You're I think on the 100K the 3,000 max loss limit stops what I think is the $3,000 number. No matter what size account you're on, your max loss limit stops once you reach once you go over the profit by a certain amount. So let's say on the 150K, my max loss limit's 4,500. Well, once I'm up $4,600, maybe even $4,500, then the max loss stops at zero. But each day, I still have my 3,000 daily loss limit, which is $3,000, which for you I think is $2,000. If I hit that, I don't fail the account. I am not able to trade on that day, but I don't fail the account. That will trail with you every single day. The max loss limit, the only way to fail your account is to hit the max loss limit. That stops trailing at break even. Hey, Rodney, welcome in. Uh, okay, thanks. So it is like Apex, but with daily limit. Correct. So with Apex, let's say you accidentally put on 10 minis instead of 10 micros, and then you went on a bender, you didn't close it. You could fail the account in one day. You won't be able to do that on Top Step if you're above that limit, obviously. Can you set up a daily loss limit like Top Step on Apex? You can on Rhythmic. I don't know how on Trade of 8, but I've heard of people doing it on Rhythmic under like trader limits or something like that. It's on Rhythmic. It didn't work for me, but I probably set it up wrong. Who knows? Are we entering any positions? Well, you might be. I am not. I am not also not in charge if you do. You got to be able to trade for yourself here. I don't like the term we. Got to be able to get in and out yourself. These are the reasons I'm giving Top Step a shot now. Some BS rules to bend us over from prop firms. Yeah, like I said, I've been impressed with Top Step. I've been with them for a little bit. I took a break while I did forex firms. Back with them, they really know what they're doing. They're definitely a firm that wants you to succeed. They put things in place for you to succeed, and um, I haven't seen any hidden rules, so I've been really impressed. Take profit traders, best prop from no hard rules. Yeah, I don't know anything about them, so can't tell you. But I can tell you that Top Step has been around forever. So I know Nick's done Take Profit Trader. I don't know if he's ever had any problems. You can reset your pro account. Interesting. Oh, they're much more expensive. Their 50K account's $170, 3.5 times as expensive as Top Step. Nick said, "Take Profit has pissed me the f off." Well, I'd like to know why, if you don't mind sharing. definitely look like a rep. I mean, their website looks professionally made, at least. I do like that they let you reset your pro count for all the newer traders, but I wonder what their split is. 80-20. Right off the rip, I assume. Wait, if you hit your daily loss limit, it blows your whole combine? Are you saying yes to me, Nick? Funded account too? Yeah, that's trash. That's trash. Why have an end of day trailing drawdown if the daily loss limit blows it? That's stupid. I am not sure how to say your name. I apologize. Those are 4 vowels and 1 consonant. I don't know how to say that. But he said, "Yes, sir. I found that out the hard way." That is silly. I have done a good amount of Twitter Spaces with Elite Trader funding. I'm not sure if they run sales or anything like that, but that's another one. So I know of 4 prop firms at least. But that daily loss limit is pretty silly. Why have an end of day trailing drawdown? Like that type of stuff is just it just is pretty clear that they want um they make money when you fail. Top Step's had their deal for forever, so I don't know when they're going to go back to, if they ever go back to their original pricing. But like Top Step saying that you hitting your daily loss limit just makes you not trade for the day is just a testament to show that they want you to be a successful trader, and they're pretty much stopping you from hurting yourself. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan of that daily loss limit taking you out. That seems silly. Top Step versus TPT, exactly. Oops, we take your money. Yeah, maybe there's more I don't know. I don't want to, drag their name through the mud, but like that's the same thing as Apex having the trailing off of your profit. Like I don't think that I don't think that system is for the benefit of the trader. But theoretically trailing stops shouldn't hurt you if you're taking profit, but and it'll only hurt you if you're going like balls to the wall, 10 minis trying to pass an eval in one trade. But yeah, that type of stuff is pretty hard to see the benefit for the trader. There's pros and cons to both. I actually do like TPT. Yeah, I mean, their withdrawal first day after, as long as you're, mindful of um you're mindful of that daily loss, I guess there's no problem. But man, does the trailing stop trailing at after break even? Wait, there's an execution rule? $50 execution rule? What in the world? WA found you through Blueprint. Checked out your recap video of 2022. Very, very impressive stuff. You defy the odds, brother. Look forward to trading with you. Thanks for the kind message. I'll have another one for 2023. Although I'm not sure it's going to be more impressive, but it, still going to be good. I think, let me see. Pulling up my stats right now. 2023 combined so far was a 75% win rate. Average looks like 2.5 R and 1,000 trades, 109,000% profit captured. I wonder why they have a regard execution limit. That is weird. David said, learning the strat. Curious to get your thoughts on the NQ 5-minute. 5-minute recent 2 and 3. Did this signal a bearish reversal? Yes, and if you're looking at, so if you're looking and trading strictly the strat, here's what your setup would have been: 2-1. You could have gone 2-1-2 up and gotten stopped out, and then flipped, and then your stop would have been 21 points. And if you're trading strictly the strat, your first take profits at 5 points, and that hit. That's why I don't trade strictly the strat, unless it's for swings. It's hard to get a good risk to reward on like futures with it, because like technically here's if you skip the first take profit, which I've seen some some stratters do, if you take the first profit out, so it'd be what, 21 point loss. Let's say it's 20. So then your target's down here at 26. That would have hit, but it's hard because you're in this fair value gap. I would have been tempted to use it if maybe I probably would have wanted to see more on the 15-minute though, just because this was the middle or the last 5 minutes of that 15-minute candle, which could lead into chop. Then the 3-bar was the first 5 minutes, which I know is statistically the first minute to 5 minutes of a new candle, like on a 15-minute or hourly candle, are always going to be a little bit manipulated. So those couple of things would have kept me out of this trade, but I'm not going to say that I wouldn't have gone long here. It would have been a hard pass. And if you took it, you would have lost. But you could have done like a long here with a stop loss below this breakage structure fair value gap. He'd be in drawdown right now, but still in. Ted says, is the 5-minute fair value gap on NQ5? Is the 5-minute fair value gap on the NQ 5-minute being respected, or did the wick at 10:35 take it out? No, wicks do the damage. Body tells the story, so it is being respected until we get a close over 15,227. Then it is not. All right. Bryce said he said 109K. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I didn't take home all 109,000% profit, but half of that is probably a good guess. Peso said, I have a 300K Apex account with a target of $1,000 a day. The drawdown is 7,500. What would your daily profit target? what would be your daily profit target recommendation? Well, I don't recommend anything for anybody. I can tell you what I would do, and I am not the rule or the exception. The answer is you need to find out what you're willing to risk. If you track your trades, which every single person here should, then you should know how many trades you're likely to lose in a row. For me, the max I've ever lost in a row is 3 in a row, and that's mostly because I have the 3 strikes you're out rule. So I only ever lose 3 in a row. So I take that loss limit, and for me, I do 10 to 20% of that. So for a $7,500 drawdown, that would be $750 to $1,500 per trade. And then I don't really have a daily profit target. I think that does limit your upside potential, I guess. Once you start to feel like emotionally tied to the trade, that's when you need to take a step back and think if you should be in the trade still. So that's kind of my trademark. Or, that's not the right word, but I don't know what it is. David said, good to know. This is why I wanted to ask your thoughts for sure. When entered into a trade, once you take first trim at NQ 20 points, do you move your stop to? Yep. Always move my stop to break even after a trim. Shola, do you manually draw out your fair value gap, or is that done by an indicator? These ones above were done at the start of the stream. Boom, 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 boom. The gray and blue boxes are done by my indicator, which is free in the description. All right. It is 11 o'clock. That's when my trade plan says to stop trading. So I'm going to follow that. 1 for 2 today. Another testament that win rate doesn't mean anything. Your risk to reward does. So lost 19 points in the first trade, captured 50 points in the second one, ending the day very green. All right. So that's going to be it today. YouTube, thanks for coming out. If you did enjoy, leave a like on the video. I'll see you here tomorrow. And same thing, Google Meets and Zero to Funded Crew. I'll see you all here tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.